Today we're going to be looking at bulk picking in the mobile device. We do have a couple of videos that talk about single order picking as well as multiple order picking. So go ahead and watch those to learn a little bit more about that process. For the first start of this process, we're going to go to creating a wave. We also do have a separate video that talks about what a wave is, why does it matter, why is it important, and that's really the first step of this process. So it's important to understand, why that matters. So I'm going to click create a wave. When I do that, right, the two most important fields are my location and my transaction type. I can select to pick sales orders and transfer orders. And keep in mind, right, the wave is NetSuite's way of releasing those sales orders and transfer orders to be picked on the mobile device. All the fields down here are just a way that we can filter out the type of orders we see. So for instance, if we just want to see orders that need to be fulfilled for a Mauser or for another distributor or customer that we have, we can do that, as well as we can create custom fields to define those waves. So I'm going to click search. When I do that, NetSuite's going to bring up my list of orders. I have my line items here. I can click this tick box to click all of the orders, and then I'm going to select my picking type. So we did have a separate video, right, that looked at multiple order picking. What that does is NetSuite in the mobile device tells you which sales orders you're picking for. Keep in mind, right, single order picking, we're picking the entire contents of a sales order at one time. Multiple and bulk order picking, that consolidates items across sales orders to say, go pick the full quantity for item ABC, even though it's across 3 different sales orders, because there's no need in going there 3 separate times. So again, multiple orders tells you which sales orders you're picking for the mobile device. Bulk picking will not. So we're going to click bulk picking and click save. What we're going to do is go to the mobile device. Keep in mind, this navigation pane might look a little different depending on your roles and permissions. And we also make use of a mobile login URL, so material handlers don't need to go through this entire screen on a very, very small screen. So I'm going to open this in a new tab. When I do that, I'm brought to what's called the SCM Mobile, or the Supply Chain Management Mobile app. This is NetSuite's way of consolidating all the supply chain related apps in one place. And I'm going to click WMS. Now I'll see a list of warehouses. I'm going to click into the Chicago warehouse. Again, right, keep in mind, if your employee record's assigned to a particular warehouse, they won't see this list. They'll just be brought into their warehouse. And here are all my activities. So for today, we're going to click picking, and we're going to go ahead and click multiple order picking. You can watch the single order picking video to review that process. And we're going to see our list of waves. So our list of waves show us the orders and the pick tasks. I'm going to click on wave 70. And it's going to show me the list of pick tasks I have. Now, if I have separate items, I will have a pick task for each of those items. I can see I have 2 orders for a total quantity of 70 for this item. And I can always, pull in different values like item description if I wanted to, as well as aisle level, pick task number, which can be important. And I will go ahead and click into my pick task. So NetSuite's first going to recommend a bin to me. There are a couple different ways that we can set up picking and put away strategies. If you have expiration dates for your lot numbers, this is going to recommend it on a first expiry, first out basis. But I can always toggle this to show all bins to see where there's other inventory. So let's say instead of going to 1A, 1B, I actually want to go to 1A, 1A. If I have labeling on an item or a pallet, I can scan that item barcode, I can type it in. Otherwise, I can just click item to pick. And again, right, this bin empty button is helpful because if someone actually physically walks over to the bin and they say, well, NetSuite told me I had 300, but there's not any even there, they can click this bin empty and log a reason. And that's going to let the warehouse manager know that, hey, this bin is blocked off from future picking. You need to take some sort of action because there's nothing physically there. I'm going to select my item, and then it's going to ask me to validate quantity. Now, if you remember from the multi-order picking video, if you've seen that, it splits it out by sales order to say sales order 123 has 30 and sales order 245 has 40. But in this case, it's just going to consolidate to say pick all 70 of them. And in this case, let's just pretend that all 70 of them are coming from one lot number. Again, if I have barcode in, I can click into here and scan it on my scanning device. Otherwise, I can just select a lot number from this list. Now, when I do that, NetSuite's going to ask me to enter a staging bin. I can type in my outbound staging bin. Those bins will show up depending on the picking strategies that we have. You can walk up and scan it if you happen to have a barcode for your outbound staging bin as well. And then when I click enter staging bin, this is going to take me onto the packing and shipping process.